peace in the earth. Let there be peace in my mind. Let there be peace in the earth. Lord, me love in a holy, holy way. You remember? Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me love in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me know that love is all around. Let me know that love is all around. Oh, let me know that love is all around. Hey, oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
This is, for better or for worse, a conference unlike any of us has ever been part of.
What's unique about the conference is that you are the conference. There isn't, we're trying to, and at some risk to ourselves, trying to break the model of the hierarchy that also is a model that characterizes all of our social order. And so although we have preeminent religious and spiritual leaders with us, secular experts from all over the world, we also have the spiritual activists who are also engaged in the transformation of society, and it's time for us to come together and do solution building together and not simply be the passive audience that's listening.
This is a very tender time in human history. It's a time that we are poised between what is breaking down and what is breaking through. And that means that we're poised between fear on one side and hope on the other.
The most basic idea of all is that there is such a thing as cultural evolution, that religion and spirituality might very well be entering or well into a period of dramatically accelerated cultural evolution, which means values transformation, progressive values transformation. We've organized this conference around the idea that there are at least 4 areas, lots more really, but at least 4 areas that are worth paying attention to look for signs, to understand this kind of dynamic change. And those 4 areas, again, are reconciling with the other, what's going on there, how are our ideas about transforming society shifting, how is our embrace of the Earth family evolving, and finally, how are we beginning to rediscover the sacred.
So today, together, with these 3 groups being in one group together, we're in a field of agreement that there is something seeking to emerge, something seeking to happen, something seeking to reveal itself to us. And together, as Barbara mentioned earlier, without a sense of hierarchy, we create a field of rich dialogue and conversation where we can begin to articulate that which is trying to emerge, allow some action steps to reveal themselves, and with meaningful dialogue and meaningful love for the stance we're taking, we can create a field that allows something beyond what we can even imagine to occur. So I welcome you here on behalf of all of us. Peace and blessings.
Political leaders are beginning to affirm interreligious dialogue and cooperation. The UN itself, in fact, promotes an Interfaith Harmony Week, and many governments are encouraging conferences on interfaith dialogue.
20 years ago, you could Google interfaith groups, you might have got 20, now you get 20,000.
In today's globalized world, there's more and more the aspect of so-called multi-religious or double affiliation in in many respects in many parts of the world, and something which was more common, for instance, in China or in Japan, is becoming quite common also in the Western world.
Even if we think we're onto something really new and really hot, we should be humble and respectful of each other's traditions.
Let's look around, turn back, turn around and see this whole beautiful room of diversity of human beings. A proper Chinese, as I was growing up, is a person who wears a Confucian hat and the Taoist robe and Buddhist sandal at the same time. We want to cover all parts.
Sometimes we have to go to a stranger, to a member of a different religious tradition, not only to learn about their tradition, but to learn about the treasures in our own religious tradition.
Each of us are individuals, and I believe God speaks and relates to each of us in our particularity. And that means that the spiritual experience of each one of us is important to all of us.
We are all interrelated. We are all brothers and sisters. We are all the same human family. And it is very sad that we have missed the understanding of this fundamental aspect of what makes religion religion. We are so drawn into dogmas. We seem to identify dogma as religion, which to my mind is not right.
For Chinese, it's less of a religion, more of a philosophy of life. And I grew up with that. I think I feel very comfortable with all the different faiths and different language. And movement, the embodiment part that I am contributing, this movement is the universal language.
Spirituality is about the personal relationship to God. If one religion, or my religion, does not help me to love you, it cannot be possibly the truth.
For me, faith, the spiritual path, is about a living relationship with the divine. It's not about unchangeable truths which we're expected to repeat.
Thinking of energizing spiritual evolution, this should not be done at the cost of our own identity. Identity carries a tradition, carries a certain specificities, which cannot be or should not be lost in the process of a dialogue, in the process of coming together.
The image that I want to share with you is the idea that to be a modern spiritual person is to not have a sense of having the whole tablets, but that we all have a shard, we all have a piece of the broken tablets, and therefore we need each other to find the other pieces to rebuild the jigsaw puzzle, and only in that way can we approximate the wholeness, knowing that we only have a fragment of the truth and that I need someone else to share their truth with me.
The greatest spiritual question of them all is there life before death? For almost half the human beings on this planet, there is not fullness of life before death.
All the people in the world are worried about what is going on. There is so much of violence, there is so much of suffering in the world. There's a huge gap between those who have and those who don't have.
Our crises are not merely economics, but the crisis of spirituality and crisis of lack of correct and right values.
There's just this sense of people saying, wait, we are not willing to take this anymore.
The most hopeful sign is worldwide rising of people's movement. All kinds of movement which promotes diversity, inclusivity, reciprocity, and deepen our democracy.
One important remark has been made regarding the exclusion of women in the leadership positions.
I honestly and totally believe that the essence and foundation of the entire transformation of society lies in the transformation of the role of women in society.
The traditional major religions of the world image God as male. And we can't take that out because we're born into it. And I don't know where a society is that we're not born into it. Even the Buddha was male. And I think the words of society impact the words that are in our mind.
The situation that these are women's roles and those are male roles continues to remain in our mindset. It's entrenched from early childhood. And because of that, that power struggle continues.
So we leave you with the notion that patriarchy is dehumanizing men as well as women, that it is not a woman's problem, it's a human problem, and that as long as women are invisible in language and images, it's going to remain that way everywhere.
Spiritually motivated social transformation should begin with self, a path from inside out, and to create a reservoir of spiritual resources to practice on a daily basis, every moment, to strengthen your spiritual capacity, to hold the world together, embrace all that suffering.
And take those values of love, sharing, caring, and sympathy, empathy, generosity, these kind of values that we practice at home every day, take it with us to the place that we work, wherever that work is, and let those values guide our action.
Both are necessary. A spirituality that sustains engagement and an engagement that is deeply rooted in spirituality.
When you engage in a cause with a spiritually based kind of mindset, you affect not only what you're trying to deal with, but its implications are far greater.
Social engagement that calls for structural change, for getting to the cause of all the suffering, of the torture.
It's a great pity that still this system that has brought us such a bit of harvest still is resisting change.
There is a major concern around the paucity of leadership in the world. The world is sadly lacking in leadership that reflects and encourages and inspires an ethic of good values, of compassion and fairness.
We can begin with the awakening of human personalities, human families, then human communities, and then going upwards to the national and the world community. And this concept is known as Sarvodaya, the awakening of all, a word coined by Mahatma Gandhi.
It is important for us to engage with the government, whether it's a democratic government or a dictatorial regime. We need to engage with people who believe in violence, who have taken up arms. So there is this whole cross-section of the population that we need to reach out to, based solidly on a spiritually motivated, foundation.
There is awareness on the population at large on sustainability and demand for a better and more respectful management of Mother Earth. Everybody now is demanding sustainability.
We see the change of consciousness, what nature is, and what is our right relationship with nature.
I think one of the things that has come late in time for many of us who are Indigenous peoples is the recognition that we indeed have spirituality. It has never been really acknowledged firmly. In fact, it's been misunderstood in a number of different ways. But I think our gift, in many respects, to the world has come because of our relationship with Mother Earth.
There's a whole range of movements and efforts and ideas and initiatives that are embracing and blossoming out of this idea that the world is a family, and that there are humans, all of the humans and all of the non-human species with whom we share the planet have rights that are equal to our own.
It's about future generations. And as we think 7 generations ahead, or maybe even 70 generations ahead, what are we really talking about? Of course, we're talking about sustainability. And part of the systemic shift now is toward how to institutionalize this sustainability.
There is an emerging global consensus about planetary realities, challenges, and so on. Emerging is a very important word there. It's almost a technical word. It doesn't just mean it's happening. It means it's happening from the bottom up. It means it involves self-organizing systems, not top-down, not hierarchical systems, but things that are surprising, inventive, novel, and exciting.
If I see everything outside of me as separate from myself, then my service, my embrace, comes with a sense of sympathy or pity or martyrdom or righteousness or all of these virtues which are actually wonderful, but we have to remind ourselves to do them. Whereas if I see the world outside as part of the self, then that service is natural.
We do not understand that animals don't draw lines. They don't put a marker that says that's your side of the aisle or that side of the fence. We need to be able to say, we are one. And for us, taking care of the land means sharing and protecting, repairing it, but most of all, blessing it so that it can be shared for the future.
One of the leading drivers right now of sustainability and a vision of the future to reorganize society in a new way are trusteeships. Stewardship and trusteeship is an evolutionary process that takes us beyond ownership. So many of the cooperative ownership structures of the past are even being eclipsed now by trusteeship models.
we are embodying the healing of the separation in our own hearts. That's why we've come together from many parts of the world here in Rome.
So we are one with many different paths. But whatever path we choose, that path should lead us back to the one that we are, in love and for peace.
Chinese has a word, under the sky, everything is the same. We are all the same.
The wheel that we're talking about with the spokes, where every religion is a different spoke, has two parts to it. And really the intellect is the rim of the wheel. But the hub of the wheel is the place where we all come together.
How is the awareness of interdependence growing in human culture, and to what effect?
Awareness, the growing awareness of the interconnectivity of everything, the awareness of the interdependent web of life, that we are intrinsically and fundamentally part of everything that exists, the cosmos and my life and your life. Everything is one.
When I hear spirit, I think whole. I think W-H-O-L-E. That's why I sing that song about holy, holy way. That if I think about everybody and how we impact each other, then everybody's included in that.
When we talk of the mystical simply speaks of having direct relationship with ultimate reality. We better wake up and realize that we are universal beings here to work for universal good, and that we are truly connected to everything in life. And we observe that we are all portals of the divine through which new paths are opened to each other and for the common good of all.
Who would we be without our possessions? Our position, our title, our place, our degrees, or our ego. When we can cease hiding behind these items, we experience a closer connection to the sacred within ourselves and within others.
To be empathetic, to be one in the real Greek sense of the word, to feel along with the other one as if we were one person.
We saw from all of our diverse perspectives that using our spirituality and being supported by it rose us to a higher point of view. And in doing that, it helped us get over the top of the obstructions and the things that allowed us to truly see what was going on in the world. And we felt that that support from all of our different diverse traditions to go to a higher place was the single tiny factor in our group that brought us all together and made it so that we could come up with solutions.
When we surrender to our life callings, which are practical types of work, they become sacred pathways of connection with the whole, as well as they become transformational ways of lifting life around us just by our living it and being it.
dressed in red, stands next to a World War vet. And up in the front there are children bound black and white. Oh, the candle glows and the spirit flows. The word's been brought to life. We come together today, put every difference away to share our colors of praise. We blend our voices with love, reach out to the one God above. We shout with colors of praise, colors of praise. We each walk our different paths, look to find a love that lasts. Here to paint a picture of gladness and joy in God. Some in t-shirts, some wear ties. Many who have changed their lives. From the streets we have come to make this place our very home. Oh, the candle glows and the spirit flows. The word's been brought to life. We come together today, put every difference away to share our colors of praise. We blend our voices with love, reach out to the one God above. We shout with colors of praise, colors of praise. Green, white, gold, pink rose, red glow, purple nest, cool black, love lasts evermore. God flows like a rainbow. Our hearts know as the joy grows. We all show the colors of godliness. Oh, the candle glows and the spirit flows. The word's been brought to life. Brought to life. We come together today, put every difference away to share our colors of praise. We blend our voices with love, reach out to the one God above. We shout with colors of praise. We come together today, put every difference away to share our colors of praise. We blend our voices with love, reach out to the one God above. We shout with colors of praise, colors of praise, colors of Glow like a rainbow. We all show the colors of godliness. Love, glow like a rainbow. We all show the colors of godliness. Love, glow like a rainbow. We all show the colors of godliness. Love, glow like a rainbow. We all show the colors of godliness.
We have heard words like compassion, love, empathy. These are very simple words to say, but very difficult to practice until you discover the self. But I believe that when we see this interconnectedness, now we have a voice. And the voice is no more our voice. The voice is the voice of Mother Earth, nature, life, that starts from you to the ends of the universe. Then there will be an authentic voice speaking in and through you to one another.
We need to say, we of this earth not only are concerned about Mother Earth, but we are concerned with all the species, including our brothers and sisters.
There are people on this planet. There are children on this planet. There are women in this world who are not praying every day in the morning, who don't have time to meditate, yet they are very powerfully grounded on something very special, something very unique.
There's a deep sense of reconciliation, I think, that's needed between us as spiritual people and the abuses and the oppression that are coming from governments and from economics or the marketplace in general.
The marketplace is not just an economic sphere, it is a region of the human spirit. Profound economic questions are divine in nature. In contrast to what is assumed today, they should be concerned with the world of heart, mind, and spirit.
Well, before we transform the society, and we also need to transcend the media. A lot of time we have not fair information from the media.
So when we look out into the world, we can perceive it in a certain way, and we perceive it through a kind of duality. In spite of our spiritual understanding of integration and oneness, we see that dualism in the world and we get caught up in it.
The most important thing is not so much the outcomes of what we do, but the sense of community that we create. We must not underestimate the power of this kind of interspiritual, profound respect expressed and exemplified for one another. We must not discount that.
We think of spirituality sometimes as, teaching really principles of compassion in schools, principles of respect for each other. And there are a number of wonderful programs that do that.
We are the grass coming up through the cement of humankind. Nothing can now stop it, and only you can water it.
We identified shifts that need to happen in attitudes, the recognition that education is critical, the need to develop ways of sharing resources, and that all our actions need to be rising out of our connection to Source, to the divine. Resources for Pluralistic Sunday, which has been developed by Progressive Christianity in North America. Lift up the two programs that we could be supporting, the Awakening the Dreamer, Changing the Dream, as well as the Transition Towns International Movement.
Transformation in society starts with us, self-transformation. And this self-transformation also has two key points to it. The first self-transformation is what can I do? What are my micro, daily, and simple actions that I can transform, that will help transform society? Finally, the individual and daily action of individuals that are sourced from beingness.
It was the Foundation for Women, whose purpose and mission is to eliminate poverty through microfinance. And the third was the Globalization for the Common Good initiative that works for intercultural and multidisciplinary approaches to the education of young people and also develops business programs.
We emphasize the importance of connecting ourselves with the divine, the source of life. That is the beginning of everything we do. And so it is a sacred activism grounded in our spirituality.
Another key point, which are values-based media. That we have to seek it out. We live in a world of media clutter, so it's not like it's going to drop in your lap if you don't go looking. We gave a number of examples of places where you can go, truth.org, Cosmos, and others. And we said we have a affirmative responsibility to seek out the information we need and to support media that reflects our value sets.
Many of the people who we've talked to at the conference have said, wow, these people are doing magnificent things. Why am I here? And everyone had something important to say. Everyone gave input. Everyone was sacred. And we appreciated all of that input. So accept the sacred within yourself.
Okay, the University Dialogue Exchange Program, the EG-IROC, which promotes international conversations with students here and students across the world, around the world, We have the transforming of education, new schools, dialogue, through student-driven leadership, education based on the creativity of the child.
A good place to find people that might be interested and engaged in this awakened world that we've just gone through would be in the interface centers in our colleges and universities that are near us.
I believe that really summarizes what was in our hearts, and that all of this is really heart-based. We had experience, and at the same time, there was a heart-based center of what we were doing, that we truly were connecting head and heart.
Something amazing to feel your passion blazing, shining. Make with every vision, going in new directions, slow to new heights in your mind. I will rise up to you today. The mountain voices boldly say, we are the ones we can make it for. Live the dream of your highest calling. Be the hope of a new day dawning. We're the ones who can make a difference. Let's stand together. Trade gifts with a world that's waiting for a change that we're all creating. It's a moment for our greatness. Let's stand together now. Hey, hey.
This conference has shown to me and to all of us an extraordinary energy and extraordinary enthusiasm and synergy of people rooted in their respective traditions and faiths, with common goals, willing to work together for one world, for interdependence and global unity, an awakened world. I think it's extraordinary that 200 people from all these different backgrounds, all professions, came here with their energies to work on how to achieve a new world. I will be used, breath to breath, let us breathe as one, and then maybe become more of who we are.
One heart, one world, stand together. Live the dream of your highest calling. Be the hope of a new day dawning. We're the ones who can make a difference. Let's stand together. Yeah, yeah. Share your gifts with a world that's waiting for a change that we're all creating. It's the moment for our greatness. Let's stand together now. Stand together. Live the dream. Share your gifts. Let's stand together now. Share your gifts with a world that's waiting for a change that we're all creating. It's the moment for our greatness. Let's stand together now. Stand together. Give peace a chance with all of your worth, to breathe forgiving breath back to the earth. Beyond the dream, to throw your own love before hard bullets silence the last of. This is the noble, this is the wise, this is the human, this is the kind of hero we need. Louder than voices, deeper than words, the river kind. These are the noble, these are the wise, these are the human, and you are the kind of hero we need. Wise, humankind. You are the noble, you are the wise, you are the human, you are the kind of hero